You got to figure out what your new mission is. And if you can't figure out what your new mission is, the other thing that can happen is, well, I got money because I got this job that I don't like, but that's not my mission. Okay, if you can't think of what your mission is going to be, go help someone. Go find someone to help. And that will become your mission. And in that mission, you'll find, not only will you benefit a group of people or a person or some other human beings in the world, but you'll start to recognize where you can improve yourself and bigger parts of the world. If you want to make progress in your life, you got to have discipline. That's how you get there. Discipline is the root of all good qualities.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to get without discipline? Are you going to be in good physical shape without discipline? Are you going to be financially successful without discipline?
No.
Are you gonna become more intellectually powerful without discipline?
No.
Can you think of any other goals that I could possibly achieve without discipline? If you have them, please let me know, because I'm going to jump into them.
I also think discipline gives you the most self-respect, belief in yourself, confidence.
For sure.
It builds those qualities of like, yeah, I got this. I can do something hard consistently, and I can resist temptation or delay gratification.
Very true. That's true, and that's a very interesting point that you bring up, because when you take a military unit or a corps or any team of any kind, you take a team of any kind and you want to give them more confidence and give them more pride, what do? You put them in challenging situations that require them to come together and be disciplined as a team, and then they become stronger and they become better and they develop pride and confidence. Those are all positive things. So what do you do as an individual human being? It's the same exact thing. The tougher things you go through, the more confidence you're gonna have. The more confidence you have, the better you're gonna get. Can you go too far with that? Yes, you can. You can let your ego get out of control, and you can believe all the crap that you're being told. Hey, that was great, you did great. It's like, no, actually I did okay. Somebody asked me that on social media. How do you master discipline? I'm like, you don't. You don't. You keep working at it though.
Every day.
Yes.
So imagine many years from now, it's your last day. You get to pick the day, and you get to be as old as you want. And you've achieved everything you want. It's a hypothetical world, right? You've achieved everything, you've gone after all your dreams, you've had failures and successes, but most of the things you wanted to accomplish, you made them come true. And it's your last day, and you've got to turn the lights off, and you go somewhere else afterwards, but this world, this body is gone. And for whatever reason, all the things you've created, the books, the bestsellers, all this work, it's got to go with you to wherever you go. So no one else has access to this content and information anymore. The videos, all this stuff is gone. It's with you somewhere else. But you get to leave behind 3 lessons that you know to be true from your experience in this world, in this life, that you would share with the rest of us. Three things you know to be true, or lessons you would want us to learn. What would you say are those 3 truths for you?
That should be a super hard, complex question, but it's actually very straightforward and simple for me. Number 1 is take ownership of everything that's going on in your world. That's extreme ownership. That's what it is. I wrote a book about it with my buddy, Leif Babin. There you go. Number 2, discipline equals freedom. That was my second book.
Perfect.
Why did I write that book? Because if you want to have freedom in your life, then you got to have discipline. And lastly, you got to be balanced. That's the dichotomy of leadership. If you go too far in one direction or the other, you're going to screw things up. So balance the dichotomy of your life.
The trilogy of books. There you go. Just 3 truths.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
I'm sorry, but
that's perfect.
It's like there's a reason why those books. There's a reason why I wrote those books. There's a reason why those titles are what they are. Like when you asked me earlier, what are you trying to do? What's your mission? My mission is to teach people the lessons that I've learned, right? So in trying to teach the lessons that I've learned, the biggest lessons that I've learned, I put them into books. They're actually in order of the way I believe them, right? The first one was take ownership. That's everything that's going on in your world. The second is discipline equals freedom. And the third one is the dichotomy of leadership, be balanced.
That's powerful. You're doing it, man. I love it. What's something that you're very proud of that most people maybe don't know about you?
Something that I'm very proud of?
Yeah, maybe something you're proud of that maybe a lot of people, they don't talk about that much, or that maybe people wouldn't think about that you've done or that you haven't done.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I got 4 kids, and my kids are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So it's weird when I've had my podcast for almost 4 years. And when my podcast first came out, like my oldest daughter was 16, and then 14, and then 12, and then 6. And people would ask me questions about parenting, and I said, listen, the jury ain't out yet on these kids, right? I don't know how they're gonna turn out. I don't know if they're gonna be successful or not. And also, I don't even know how you're defining successful. Because if I have my kid that has made a bunch of money and owns a bunch of property, but is miserable, how successful are they? They're not. And how successful was I as a dad? Not very. So, as my kids have gotten older now, it's been 4 years, 4 critical years, you know, going from high school through into college for 2 of them, and then, you know, the other ones growing
Middle
up.
school to high school, yeah.
Right, so I'm assessing them now, and I go, yeah, you know what, those kids are good to go. And so if there's something that I was proud of, it's the fact that my kids are, right now, seem to be on a good trajectory in their lives.
That's cool.
Which feels good.
That's great to be proud of that. That's powerful, man.
Yeah, and my wife, who was, you know, around for all those years when I was gone all the time, she's the one that was raising them, you know? She's the one that instilled in them a lot of the values that they have. So even though I could say I'm proud of it, it should really be my wife saying that, not me.
Yeah, it's cool though. Well, you got to take ownership, right? Extreme ownership.
Yeah, well, that's another thing, is when good things happen, you don't take ownership of that. When the team does something well and the boss says, hey, Jocko, good job with your team, I don't say, that wasn't me, it was the team.
Yeah. So when good things happen, you put it on other people.
Yeah.
When bad things happen, you take extreme ownership.
Yes.
It's powerful. That's a good leadership quality too.
It is indeed.
Well, I want to acknowledge you for a moment for showing us the way, because you are a straightforward guy. I love that the way you respond to me and my weird questions for you. And I really acknowledge you for the way you've transitioned from your mission of being service to this country and to humanity in the way that you did for 20 years, 2 decades, and transitioning into serving in a different way into the corporate world, and to just everyone that's a listener or reader of your content. You're really in service in a big way as well. And I would say probably a bigger way, because you can reach more people now. And I really acknowledge you for sharing these wisdoms with us, the truth with us, the lessons that you learned from combat, and allowing us to apply it in our life. I think it's really important that you're doing this, and I appreciate it very much and acknowledge you for it. So thanks for all that you do.